For what it's worth, before I watched Joshua against Takam, I fancied Joshua to wipe the floor with Wilder. But now I think Wilder at long range would beat Joshua to the punch. Joshua's mid-range and close-range work is brilliant. But at length, he doesn't seem to get his shots off as quickly, and I think Wilder would be in with a good chance of knocking him out. Not only that, Anthony Joshua is a textbook boxer, and conventional textbook fighters are easier to read, unlike Deontay Wilder, who will do things out of the ordinary that you're not expecting. He does things a bit unorthodox. If you've been fighting decent level fighters who do everything as textbook, it's quite easy to read. You throw a jab, then you throw a right hand. You see it coming. You read it a bit quicker than what Deontay Wilder does with them mad swings especially. Interesting all the same. I think Wilder could beat him. That's just my opinion. Those are the words of David Price. Obviously talking about Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. Now, from what I've seen of Price over the years in terms of him being a pundit, he's generally quite good when it comes to breaking down fights and getting fight predictions and the way fights play out accurate. I remember he accurately predicted the way that David Haye would defeat Derek Chisora, for example, and he's done many other predictions that he got right. However, one of the predictions which he initially, anyway, his initial prediction ended up being wrong, was when he predicted Klitschko to knock Anthony Joshua out. But again, that was a very, very competitive fight, and Joshua came within inches, within a whisker of getting knocked out. So I can't really be too harsh on David Price getting that one wrong. But the closer it got to the fight, I think David Price did change his stance on Joshua versus Klitschko a little bit. So anyway, let me know what you think about David Price's views here on Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. He says Wilder will be quicker at long range than Joshua, quicker to the punch at long range. And that's something that I see. At mid-range and close range, I think that's where Joshua's advantage would be. I think he's physically stronger than Deontay Wilder. I think he throws better short punches. But at long range, I do think there's an opportunity there for Wilder. He's a lot lighter than Joshua. He can cover ground a lot quicker. That straight right hand that Wilder throws is extremely fast. We saw that against Berman Stavern. We've seen it in many of Deontay Wilder's fights. So don't underestimate how dangerous Deontay Wilder is at long range. People call him a one-trick pony with the right hand. Well, I've mentioned this before. It's like Paulie Malignaggi once said about Adonis Stevenson. He may be a one-trick pony, but it's one hell of a trick. Deontay Wilder's right hand is a class A, A+, top-level trick. That's what I can tell you. So, yeah, let me know what you think about what David Price has said here. Is there any validity to it? Do you agree that Wilder is very dangerous against Joshua and has a good chance at long range? Or do you think Joshua will be too technically proficient for him, too strong, and he'll be able to defuse Wilder and not get caught by the big right hand like everybody else has? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. It's happening. I'm out.